Hi there. My name is Jake, and I know exactly how it feels to struggle with English. A few years ago, I couldn't even order a coffee without panicking. But today, I want to share a simple story that will help you learn English in a fun and natural way. In this story, you will follow a small but important moment in my life, a moment that changed the way I saw learning English forever. And guess what? You'll learn useful expressions that you can use in your daily life, too. So, here's what I want you to do. Turn on the subtitles if you need them, listen carefully, and repeat the key phrases with me. This will help you practice your pronunciation and feel more confident when speaking English. Are you ready? Let's go back in time to a small but busy cafe in the heart of New York City. The day was bright. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air, and I was about to face one of my biggest fears: ordering in English. The sun was shining, and the streets of New York City were full of life. Yellow taxis rushed by, people walked in and out of stores, and the smell of fresh bagels and coffee filled the air. I stood in front of a small cafe, my heart racing. It was a cozy place with big windows, wooden tables, and a warm atmosphere. The sign on the door read, "Open fresh coffee inside." I took a deep breath and stepped inside. The sound of quiet jazz music mixed with the hum of conversations. The aroma of coffee beans made me feel both excited and nervous. There was a long counter where a friendly-looking barista was taking orders. Behind him, a blackboard listed the menu: espresso, cappuccino, latte, and many other words that, at that time, felt like a secret code. "Okay, Jake," I whispered to myself. "You can do this. Just say the words. It's just a coffee." But as I got closer to the counter, my hands started sweating. My mind went blank. I had practiced the sentence so many times at home. "Can I have a coffee, please?" But now, standing in front of a real person, I couldn't remember a single word. "Next, please," the barista said with a smile. It was my turn. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. The barista tilted his head, waiting patiently. My heart pounded. I could feel the people behind me getting restless. What if I say something wrong? What if they don't understand me? What if they laugh at me? A moment passed. Then another. My fear was growing, and I was about to turn around and walk out when something unexpected happened. Just as I was about to turn and escape, I heard a voice next to me. "Hey, first time ordering in English?" I turned to see a woman about my age smiling at me. She had a kind expression, as if she understood exactly what I was going through. Yeah," I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper.
"Don't worry," she said.
I remember my first time, too. It feels scary, but I promise, nobody here is going to judge you. I took a deep breath. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was just imagining that everyone was watching me, waiting for me to make a mistake. "Here, let's do it together," she continued. "Just say, 'Can I have a coffee, please?'
Try it with me."
"See, can I have a coffee, please?" I repeated, my voice shaky but clear. The barista smiled. "Of course."
"What kind of coffee?"
I froze again. What kind? I hadn't thought that far ahead. My mind raced, trying to remember the menu. Espresso? Cappuccino?
Latte?
The woman noticed my hesitation and whispered, "Just say a latte, please." "A latte, please," I said quickly. "Great choice," the barista said. "That'll be $4. I fumbled with my wallet, my hand still trembling slightly, but I managed to hand in the money. When he gave me my change, I felt a strange sensation, relief mixed with a small sense of victory. "See," the woman said. "You did it." Yeah, I did. As I waited for my coffee, I felt the tension in my shoulders slowly disappear. It was such a simple interaction, but it meant so much. For the first time, I had spoken English in a real situation. And even though I wasn't perfect, I had been understood. When my latte arrived, I turned to the woman. "Thank you. What's your name?" "Emily," she said with a smile. "And you?"
"Jake."
"Nice to meet you, Jake. Keep practicing. You're doing great. She grabbed her coffee and walked out of the cafe, leaving me standing there with a warm cup in my hands and a new feeling inside me. Confidence. I took a sip and smiled. Maybe learning English wasn't so scary after all. So, what can we learn from Jake's experience at the coffee shop? First, let's break down the key phrases he used. Can I have a coffee, please? This is a polite way to ask for something in English. You can also say, I'd like a coffee, please, or could I get a coffee? A latte, please. When ordering, keep it simple. Just say what you want and add please at the end. Thank you. Always remember to be polite. Saying thank you makes your conversation smoother. Now, let's talk about confidence. At first, Jake was scared. He thought everyone was watching him, waiting for him to make a mistake. But that wasn't true. Most people understand that learning a new language is difficult. They won't judge you. They'll respect you for trying. Mistakes are part of the process. Imagine if Jake had said, I want coffee, instead of, can I have a coffee, please? Would the barista still understand? Yes. Even if your sentence isn't perfect, people will usually understand what you mean. Now, let's practice. Repeat after me. Can I have a coffee, please? A latte, please.
Thank you.
Try saying these sentences out loud. The more you practice, the easier it will be next time. Now, let's put your English into action. Imagine you're in a coffee shop just like Jake. What would you say? Here's a mini challenge for you. Scenario. You walk up to the counter, and the barista asks, what can I get for you? What's your answer?
Try saying it out loud.
You can use, can I have a coffee, please? I'd like a cappuccino, please. Could I get a tea, please?
Great.
Now, let's add a little more. Scenario 2. The barista asks, what size would you like? How do you respond? You can say a small, please, a medium, please, a large, please. Now, let's go one step further. Scenario 3. The barista asks, would you like anything else? What do you say? No, thank you. Yes, a cookie, please. Yes, a muffin, please. Practice saying these sentences out loud. The more you repeat, the more natural it will feel. Now it's your turn. Write your own coffee order in the comments. Try to use full sentences. Well done. You're making real progress. Now let's wrap things up with a final message. Today, you've learned how to order a coffee in English and practice some basic phrases that you can use in everyday situations. Remember, the key is not perfection. It's about communication and practice. Every small step you take brings you closer to mastering the language. Jake's experience at the coffee shop shows that even simple interactions can be a huge victory. And guess what? You can do the same. Whether you're ordering food, asking for directions, or simply greeting someone, don't be afraid to speak up. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Mistakes? They're just part of the journey. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Tip: always try to practice speaking, even if you're alone. You can practice in front of the mirror, with friends, or even by recording yourself. Every practice session counts. Now, here's a motivational thought. Every small step you take today brings you closer to speaking fluently tomorrow. You've got this, and I believe in you. Keep learning, keep practicing, and remember, each day is a new opportunity to improve. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next story. There's so much more to learn, and together, we'll get there. Thank you for watching, and keep up the great work.